Hey guys, I'm back with another question from September 2020 M3 exam. The question is solve using Z transform the difference equation. These graphical equations are called difference equations. These are discrete form terms of they are discrete equivalent of differential equations which you see in continuous equations. Okay, continuous form. So this difference equation u sub n plus 2 minus 4 u sub n is equal to 0. When it solve this, solving this means finding the function un, finding the discrete function un. Okay, and given information u naught, the initial value of function is 0 and the function value at 1 n is equal to 1 is 2. Okay, so how do you go about solving this equation? First, take Z transform of the given difference equation. So what will you get? Z transform of un plus 2, u en plus 2. Okay, then minus 4 Z transform of un, this is equal to 0 because Z transform of 0 is 0. So what is Z transform of un plus 2? We know Z transform of un is u bar of z, right? Un is Z transform is u bar of z inverse Z transform is un. What is Z transform of un plus 2? Z transform of un plus 2 is z square in the bracket u bar of z minus u naught minus u1 z inverse, and it goes on. For Z transform of un plus 3, you will get z cube u bar of z minus u naught minus u1 z inverse minus u2 z inverse square. And we know u naught and u1 values. U naught and u1 value, u naught is 0 and u1 is 2. Substituting that, what will you get? Z transform of un plus 2 is z square in the bracket u bar of z, u naught is 0, this term goes, u1 is 2, so minus 2 z inverse minus 4, what is Z transform of u of n? U bar of z is equal to 0. So if you multiply this inside, you will get z square u bar of z minus 2 z square into z power minus 1. If the bases are same, powers add. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So it is z minus 4 u bar of z is equal to 0. So if you take u bar of z, if you common or if you factor out u bar of z here, what will you get? U bar of z, here you have z square, here you have minus 4, this minus 2z remains as it is equal to 0. Or u bar of z is, if you send this 2z this side, it will be plus 2z over, if you send this z square minus 4 this side, it will be in the denominator. Okay, so this is the first part of the solution. Okay, you need to use the transform to convert u sub n plus 1, u sub n plus 2 in terms of u bar of z and get it here. And from this point on, if you take inverse Z transform, it's a simple inverse Z transform question. If you take inverse Z transform, you will get un. So that will be solution. So how do you take inverse Z transform? Before going to inverse Z transform, what do you need to do? We need to write this given equation. No, we found the equation found in terms of u bar of z over z. Okay, as we know in inverse Z transform questions. Okay, because later on we use send this z this side. We want the z in the numerator. Okay. So send this z this side, LHS, it will be in the denominator. So what is remaining here? 2 over z square minus 4 is a square minus b square, z square minus 2 square. So if you know, we know a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So I'll write z square minus 4 as z plus 2 into z minus 2. Okay. So at this point, what we should do? We should use partial fractions. Okay. So use partial fractions. Why you should use partial fractions? Because we know z trans a power n, if you have a power n, if you take z transform, okay, if you take z transform, you will get z over z minus a. Okay, if you have z over z minus a, the inverse z transform will be a power n. So we need to convert this RHS in terms of z over z minus c. Okay, how do you do that? So this you have here, right? So 2 over z plus 2 into z minus 2 is equal to, I'll write it as a over z plus 2 plus b over z minus 2. I have split the denominator. That's the aim of partial fractions. Okay. Now if you multiply this here, you will get 2 is equal to a into z minus 2 plus b into z plus 2. Okay. So in this equation, okay, you can solve it into, you can find a and b. We have only one equation but three unknowns, a, z and b, a, b and z. So we need to substitute z is equal to, if you substitute z equal to 2, this term will come 0, right? So only b term will be there. So that will be 2 equal to, this will be 0, b, 2 plus 2 is 4, b times 4, or b is equal to 2 over 4 or 1 over 2, right? So that's how you find unknowns when there is only one equation. You substitute some value of z such that one of the unknown becomes 0. Now I'll make this 0. So I'll make this 0 by taking z is equal to minus 2, because I already found out value b value. So to take z equal to minus 2, LHS remains same, that will be 2 equal to a into minus 2 is minus 4, minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So that b is I don't write b here, okay. So I'll get a is equal to 2 over minus 4 or minus 1 over 2. So b is 1 over 2, a is minus 1 over 2. So this will become now u bar of z over z is equal to what? A over z plus 2, right? So a is minus 1 over 2, minus 1 over 2. In the denominator I have 1 plus z plus 1 over z plus 2, okay. And b is 1 over 2, 1 over z minus 2, okay. I can write this minus 1 over 2 here, and then in the next step I can bring it here, but I hope you understand it, okay. And if I send this z again back to this side, okay, that's why I need to take z in the denominator, because I need a z in the numerator to find an inverse z transform, so that now I have this z here that I can send here. So if you send this z this side, this will be gone from here, and you will get a z here, and you will get a z here. Okay, now if you take inverse z transform, what will happen? Inverse z transform of u bar of z is un, right? Minus 1 over 2 as it is. Inverse z transform of z over z plus 2. Z over z minus a is a power n. So in place of minus a I have plus 2. So a is equal to minus 2. So in place of a I have, if I substitute minus 2, I will get minus 2 power n. Similarly, plus 1 over 2. Z over z minus a is z over z minus a. In place of a I have 2. So it will get 2 power n. So you can leave it here only. You can solve further few more steps. But this is fine. This is the solution. What do you mean by solution? Finding un, the function, the discrete function un. Un is minus 1 over 2 minus 2 power n plus 1 over 2 2 power n. This equation satisfies this difference equation. Okay. So this is how you find solution of a difference equation using Z transform.